It's Liverpool, Southampton, so let's join Jimmy McGee.
And a man who spent 8 years here, Jimmy Kiss, looking after Southampton's interests. Fouled in by Ronnie Whelan on Matthew Tissier. It's Russell Osman with the free kick. Jimmy Kiss and Alan Hansen, the two men about whom I spoke. Peter Beardsley, Ian Rush, John Barnes, and a pick up by Kevin Moore. Here's Beardsley. Challenge was by Russell Osman, and a Liverpool free kick. Number 6, Russell Osman. Southampton lost last Saturday 2-0 at home, and there are 4 changes in the side today. Now, from this sort of position, John Barnes has already proved this season what a striker of a ball he is. One great goal from just about this position that's been shown over and over again on television. This time it's not going to be that. Obviously, here's Alan Hansen. Now, 21 players in the Southampton half of the field. Good challenge by Kiss. Rodney Wallace, clipped by Venison. Looking for Wallace's head, successfully found. Goal kick to Liverpool. What a beautiful day it is here for football. Pitch looking in great shape. Lovely day to spectate, and I should imagine a lovely day to play as well. Alan Hansen for Liverpool. Now in his mid-30s, but not many better players around doing the job he does. And a bit of an untidy start one way and another by both teams. Then Hysén. Straight to Barry Horne. That's Venison nudging it back to Bruce Grobbelaar. Swedish centre-back, Hysén. Steve McMahon. 6 of this Liverpool team in international action in midweek. Kevin Moore here, Southampton. More passes have gone astray into the opposition in the first couple of minutes than have gone to colleagues. Rather untidy from both teams. That's another example of it. This is Matthew Tissier, receiver from Dodd. Tissier, good forward, this man, and a chance. They just took one player too many on. Matthew Tissier, high in the running for the young player of the year. On his run again, player after player in that diagonal. Venison was the next. Then in came Hansen, and the redoubtable Scott saving the situation. This is Beardsley red again. Here's a chance for Liverpool. It's Rich. He needed the wide arc in the turn. Barnes with Jason Dodd. Steve McMahon. McMahon faced by Barry Horne. Then Jimmy Kiss. Then Ronnie Whelan. Beautiful strike by Whelan, but just wide of Tim Flower's goal.
Good run by McMahon. He just let the ball go too far in front of him, and Ronnie didn't get the bend on it that he wanted. But Liverpool are a little bit lethargic today, I think, because most of the players have played in been on international duty during the week. They just want to step it up a little bit, and it's a bread and butter game for this. They want to get the 3 points from it, but they are a little bit lethargic, and they really have to get going. On a day like this, it's not easy. The sun is shining, and the players probably a little bit stiff from during the week, especially in the early part of the game. But they've really got to push themselves now to really get a grip on this game.
Steve Staunton. Covering players Mickey Adams for Southampton. Southampton have been toying around with the sweeper system for the last few months. In fact, they've played 4 different players in the sweeper role in the last 4 weeks. But today it seems to be a straightforward back 4. And Venison whipping down Rodney Wallace. Now that's an interesting one. And the rest, Southampton players looked at the referee and just nothing was happening. Venison was caught then. Well, that's interesting, John.
Well, it was, I'll tell you, Venison had lost sight of the ball and hit him on the top of the head, and then he ran back into Wallace. Wallace was only chasing the ball. I've seen penalties given for a lot less than that. Maybe at the other end, with the Liverpool crowd shouting, the referee might have made a different decision altogether to that.
Again, Liverpool giving the ball away, and that's most unusual for them. Many instances of it already. Jimmy Case looking for one through. Wallace got in behind Hysén. It's up to Paul Rideout. He didn't get a good enough strike, and he was quite a distance out. But Liverpool are looking extremely ragged. Certainly the first 5-6 minutes have been far from vintage Liverpool. Then Hysén. Steve Staunton. Grobbelaar available. Even the pass back to meant for Grobbelaar wasn't active. Now Whelan. You'd hardly believe it's Liverpool, would you? First 6-7 minutes. Jimmy Case. I've seldom seen him as ragged.
Well, Jim, in my experience, when I was playing at Leeds and we were chasing trophies, and a lot of lads had played during the week, this was typical of the way we started. And you take 1 or 2 players now, the senior players, say, right, let's get going and get sharpened up. Actually, even watching Liverpool players kicking in when they come on the pitch, they weren't as lively as they should have been, and they'll need a kick in their backside. Southampton will get a near miss of a goal, and then they'll start playing.
That's what they're doing now. The cross comes in, and Paul Rideout is at the far post. It was a good move up the left there between Cook and Rodney Wallace, and eventually a corner kick just deserts for Southampton, whose work along the left flank really took Liverpool apart then, and Rodney Wallace has gone out to fling in the corner. 11 is Tissier, 9 Paul Rideout, and hand aloft from number 5 Kevin Moore. Wallace's corner. Moore rises. 1-1 in the air by Houghton. Now Hansen. Rush. Jimmy Case. Barry Horne, and well fielded by Grobbelaar, and he's got Ray Houghton. The challenge was by Andy Cook. Venison. Adams. Horne. Rideout. Whelan. Staunton. Now McMahon. Now Beardsley. Houghton's made a run. Clearance by Mickey Adams. Barry Venison's throw. Here's Beardsley. Whelan only played half of the international against Wales midweek. Hansen. Good thoughtful ball by Hansen. Here's Staunton to Barnes. Not out of the woods yet. McMahon coming in on it. And a good stretch by big Kevin Moore. Well done. Now Rideout. McMahon kept busy. Wallace. Tissier. Very good ball control, this man. The break comes Dodd's way. Hysén. Now Wallace, well taken down. Here's Horne. Barry Horne has played for Wales in midweek. Southampton looking the more purposeful.
Well, Southampton will be geared up for this match because they're playing at Liverpool, and not every team that plays at Liverpool get geared up because I think they're on a hiding. But Liverpool really haven't started. Barnes is very, very dozy. not on his game at all. He's beaten to the ball again. And Liverpool want to step it up quickly. If you're going to win the championship, you should start off every match as you mean to go on. And they haven't done that today. And they should know as pros that if you don't step it up quickly, it's very difficult to do it during the match. If you lose a goal, they'll be really up against it, and then you have to try twice as hard. So they better start picking it. Hansen has been the exception. He's been brilliant since the start of the match. But the Liverpool players generally want to get going and get going quickly.
Again, it's given away at Jimmy Kiss. Mathieu Le Tissier. Kiss up the line to Jason Dodd. Barnes is playing left back to cover him. They're in direct head-to-head today, Barnes and Dodd. This here is number 2, Jason Dodd. Nice turn again by Le Tissier. Ekes out a cross. Back to Jimmy Kiss. Barry Horne. Just a runner for Rush. And the touchline is the winner.
Mickey Adams for Southampton. Of course, Anfield, the very fact of playing here takes the most out of most teams and most players. Tremendous length in the kick by Flowers. Drops to Wallace. Here's a chance. And he was just a little unlucky as it bounced away from him, and the alert Grobbelaar was able to tidy it up. Wallace took again, but it's Houghton back to cover it to Venison to Whelan. Barry Horne. Beardsley back defending to do a bit of hustling. Now Kiss. Wallace. Horne. Houghton. Beardsley. Tissier. And Beardsley has to go back to augment the back four. Challenged by a rush there by Kevin Moore. Like a tank from the well centre forward. John Barnes in the running for Player of the Year. Alan Hansen. McMahon finding Venison. Hysén. Staunton, John Barnes, Harry Horne, Chad Hysén, Barnes again, 2 to cover him. Good ball by Barnes, finding Staunton. Here's the chance. Beardsley came off Russell Osman. Jimmy Kiss, 2 Tigers of Liverpool, past and present. Direct free kick.
Liverpool needed. It was a free kick. Looked, it could have been 6. It was 6-1 half days in the push. What a beautiful header by Barnes. He hasn't really done anything in the match so far, and he's come into it now. And he's not noted for his heading ability, but he does score some good ones with his head. That was a great goal. And just what Liverpool needed. They want to now get awake and really get going. I think they'll tear this team to bits.
And it was Moore who got there just before Ian Rush. The Tissier. Stopped by Hysén. Wallace having the shot.
The Tissier is great ability, and he does cause problems when he gets turned on the ball. But in one of the build-ups there for one of Liverpool's best moves, when Barnes put Staunton through, it was Tissier that let Staunton go, and that's where he needs a little bit of discipline in his play. He wants to please himself all the time, but he has a lot of ability. But if I was picking one player out that would cause Liverpool today, it'd be Wallace out in the left wing against Venison. I really can't understand why Gillespie's on the bench and Venison's playing. Gillespie is an excellent player, and I always think that Venison's a little bit of a weak link in the Liverpool team.
And here's a man who's playing his 500th game in English football today, Bruce Grobbelaar. Hansen, the elegant captain of Liverpool. Adams has slotted again into that sweeper role. Jimmy Case has already been in it this season, but a couple of others as well. Barry Venison, and Hysén completes the clearance. McMahon, Whelan to Hysén. McMahon, Staunton. Adams covered across to deny Barnes. Beardsley, Barnes. Here's McMahon, shooting chance. Oh, an absolute rocket from Barnes. The flag was up anyway for offside. McMahon coming in on that. Barry Venison. Jimmy Case. Hysén. Here's Wallace. Getting it back again, and the telling challenge from the almost inevitable Hansen in that situation. One Liverpool player who never seems to lose his cool and composure. 6. Wallace, behind by Barry Venison. So Russell Osman, number 6, coming through there for Southampton. Kevin Moore is up as well, and Tissier will be near post if we get a shot at the goal. 5, Ronnie Whelan. 11, Steve McMahon. A little overhit for both Moore and Osman, and Liverpool free kick.
One or two ways for Liverpool here. If they really step up the game and get playing, there's plenty of goals in it for them. But the next 10 minutes is vital, because Southampton do look dangerous when they get on the attack, and if they do get a goal, Liverpool will be at 6 and 7 again, playing all nervously. Whereas they want to, now that they've got a start in the game, they want to get a real grip of it and get Rush going a bit up front, and Beardsley get chasing around and get working at it to really put nail Southampton into the ground. They're not doing that at the moment, and Southampton are well in this game.
These two teams have produced over 100 league goals this season between them. So the expectation's always for some scores when they meet. In fact, Southampton away Only Liverpool have scored more away goals than Southampton, 29. So there's always expectations of a big scoring game when these two meet. Here's Rush. Desperately looking for his sharpness. Barnes whipping it across. And back there, Andy Cook with Ray Houghton. Houghton missed the Ireland game midweek, in which Rush played. Houghton missed it, suspended. Beardsley did play for England against Brazil. Here's Houghton. Barry Horne played for Wales at Lansdowne too, finding Rideout. And he's fouled, as you can see, by Hysén. Not all that sure, John, if Hysén is doing quite the job that Liverpool imagined he might have done for them at the back.
Well, I think with Gillespie injured, Jim, I think they had to buy somebody, and there's not that many central defenders around at the quality that Liverpool would want. But now that Gillespie's fit, I don't think Hysén is in the same class as Gillespie. For my money, like that last tackle there, he's a bit awkward getting it right out, and he gets down on the ground too early. He's always on his backside in vital areas. Sometimes he gets it, but if he doesn't get it, he's really sold and gone. But he's a little bit too cumbersome for my liking, and Gillespie's a far better player.
This last Saturday of March, and a beautiful day it is, like a summer's day here in Liverpool. And the home team a goal up, a quite splendid headed goal by John Barnes from a Ray Houghton free kick. And Liverpool hadn't been playing well up to that goal. Jimmy Case, who's had many great seasons here, looking to get Wallace away. Whelan to Houghton, then Hysén. Internationals from 6 different countries in this Liverpool side today. Ian Rush, Steve Staunton, Ronnie Whelan, John Barnes. This is more like Liverpool now. Staunton, number 4. Taking on Tissier. Barnes getting it back from Beardsley. Threading one to Houghton, back to Barnes. It's a good piece of play. That was the only touch in the whole movement, that final Barnes touch that let it down. And the best little piece of sequence that Liverpool have put together in the match, apart from the goal. That looked more like a jump.
Yeah, once they get going, Liverpool are a different class. They look as if they could win this game if they really get playing the way they can, about 5 or 6 nil. There's plenty of goals in it for them, but they haven't played really well since the goal. They didn't play well before it. Beardsley and Rush in particular up front haven't been on the game, and Barnes only in little flashes. But if Liverpool do get going, and really they should be getting onto each other now, there's 15 minutes of the game gone by, they should be well into it, or maybe more. They should be getting onto each other and really cheering each other up and getting at the Southampton team, because Southampton look very ordinary, but they do have Wallace and Tissier, and anything can happen when those two get the ball. That's the big danger for Liverpool.
Mentioned there of Beardsley and Rush is a timely reminder that on the Liverpool bench today is the Belgian Robbie Rosenthal. And it's felt he hasn't played in the first team yet. He's had 2 goals in 3 reserve team games, and it's felt that he's on the bench today to gee up Ian Rush in particular.
It's not working so far, Jim, is it?
It may work for Rosenthal though eventually. He's with Gary Gillespie, are the Liverpool substitutes today. Good winner there in the air by Hysén, because he'd lost his balance just before he headed it away. Houghton to Venison. Beardsley's pulled wide and left. Passing away to Wallace. Dodd, Wallace. Dodd up the line, a little unlucky, came off his heel, he deserves a slice of luck. Wallace came out well. Hansen comes across to him, and a corner kick for Southampton. A very good move, engineered and executed along the right by the fullback Jason Dodd and the number 7 Rodney Wallace. 6 Osman there. Paul Rideout as well. And Tissier with the corner kick. Ronnie Whelan was in there as Moore came through. Adams, bad ball, and McMahon has stopped it for Liverpool. Tissier to Jason Dodd. Mickey Adams wide on the left at left back. Andy Cook. But lets it go back to Jimmy Case. Now it's Cook, now it's Case. This looks better for Southampton. Case looking for a shot on his big right foot. Instead, in the end, as it ran away from him, he tried to find Wallace. For a moment there, it looked like a Case special in the offing.
I think he should have had a go. Jimmy is particularly good on his right side. He just give him a whack. But he has been by far the best midfield player on the pitch. And it's somebody like that Liverpool need to get the team going and get them ticking together. Ronnie Whelan hasn't got a gripper yet, neither has Houghton. And McMahon is the one that you'd expect to do it. He hasn't done it either. So Liverpool are a little bit scratchy. Times to look good. But it's hard to know about this guy.
Russell Osman. Staunton before Tissier, before Rideout.
If Southampton do get a goal back here and it goes 1-1, they're going to have a big job on, because they're not playing well. They get more nervous, and young players like Staunton and that get worse.
Kiss. Cook. Goal kick. Andy Cook. Russell Osman, Glenn Hysén, Harry Horne, Wallace in the run. Grobbelaar makes it easy. Alan Hansen, Steve Staunton. Osman covering. This is Barnes. Osman eventually made the challenge as Barnes got past Dodd. Ray Houghton. Peter Beardsley. It's a good stop in the end by Adams. This is Barry Venison, Ronnie Whelan. Hysén. Horne playing very tight in Whelan today. In the midfield. Alan Hansen. Offside. Peter Beardsley.
Hansen's a beautiful player. Every time he gets the ball, he's picking out the right player all the time. As soon as Ronnie Whelan makes a space, or McMahon makes a space, he's picking him out. Sign of a great player. No trouble to him. He seems to be strolling through it. But when he has to do his defensive duties, he's there, and he's much quicker than he looks. Absolutely great player.
Here he has to stretch again to stop Tissier, and as John Giles says, he makes it look like child's play. How Scotland can do without him and their World Cup plans, well, it's beyond a lot of people. In his mid-30s now, but to say his knees are creaking, but his brain certainly isn't, his football brain. Steve Staunton, Bruce Grobbelaar, Glenn Hysén, Barry Venison. It's aimed at Rush. Barry Horne. Now Wallace is pulled wide on the left. Faced by Venison. Moore leaves it a kiss. Stopped by Whelan. Picked up by Mickey Adams. Whelan. Well, again, has gone back to that untidy type play that featured the first 10 minutes of the game. Whelan. Houghton. Yes, a good out ball. McMahon was caught there, all right, by Russell Osman. And the referee just might have a little word with the Southampton number 6.
Well, Liverpool are going about at the moment. It looks like a practice match, the way some teams play a practice match during the week. And they're not getting the crowd going, and there's no atmosphere about the game. And it suits Southampton because they will come back into it. They might get a goal from a corner kick, a free kick, and anything can happen then.
Ronnie Whelan at the ball. McMahon was never odds to get that one. Here, fit again after an ankle injury. Just beaten once, the only goal of the game. John Barnes. Jimmy Kiss, still looking a very accomplished professional footballer in the midfield for Southampton. Long since departed Anfield. Now in his mid-30s, but still a very good player. Horne, the Welsh international. Wallace. Andy Cook, the full-back. Gone out of play on Cook before the challenge of Venison. Steve McMahon. Horne, Wallace, Horne. Cook.
Southampton are very poor. Not really doing anything. They're not challenging Liverpool.
So Liverpool in possession with Alan Hansen. Sorry about the loss of vision there momentarily. Ray Houghton, Ronnie Whelan. And it reaches Beardsley, but he was just dozing slightly and didn't get control.
He's certainly not at the game yet, Jimmy, Peter Beardsley. And the inrush has been a disappointment. There's no urgency about them, there's no life about them. And if Liverpool are going on to win the championship, then they've got to be winning matches like this and winning them well. Because there's no good waiting at the end of the season and saying, God, if we played against Southampton, we'd have got 3 points there, it might have won us the championship. It's too late. Teams are going to win championships, there's no ifs, buts and maybes. Get out of the game, they do it. And Liverpool, although they're in front today, are not playing like champions.
Irish international Steve Staunton on the ball, playing wide for a run for Rush. Takes Markham Moore with him. Can't link with Barnes. And Liverpool's best player by a long shot, Alan Hansen in possession. Whelan gives him the out. McMahon with Venison coming down the right. This is more like it. Beardsley. Venison keeps on the run. Rush is pulled far post. Houghton's in the middle. And down it came off his hand, but it's got to be intentional for a penalty. And surely that wasn't an intentional handball. Mickey Adams here for Southampton. Jimmy Kiss. Rideout and Hysén, and the Swedish defender was caught again in an awkward stance to make the challenge. Not pivoted at all. Good looking Liverpool move, that one. cross was overhit and the chance was lost. This is Jimmy Kiss. And right out. How about that? The static Liverpool defence just stand looking, ball watching. The most simple of simple goals. Dreadful defensive goal for Liverpool. Good goal for Paul Rideout. Jimmy Kiss's free kick. Just watch this. The header came in. Simple, really. And Gary Gillespie on the touchline.
Almost a free header from Rideout to finish. And it's typical of Liverpool. They've got a match on now. You see them charging around and getting up. They're getting a grip with it. Trying to get a grip of the play, which they should have done from the start of the match. You make it easy for yourself the way you start off the game. And really, they've got a lot to do now. And it's not championship form from Liverpool. And I'm afraid it hasn't been really championship form all season from Liverpool. If they win it this season, they'll have won it, I think, with the worst attitude that I've ever seen from a Liverpool team. Matches they should have been winning easily, they haven't done. And today with Rush and Beardsley particularly now, they've got twice as much work to do in the amount of time they have left in the match that they should have distributed equally in the whole 90 minutes. They really got to get a grip of it now. But fair play to Southampton, it was a good goal. They took the free kick well, and they deserve it.
So Grobbelaar beaten on his 500th Football League game. Well, game in all competitions. 500th game in England. Liverpool insist on giving the ball back to Southampton. Horne to Wallace. Hysén comes in. Barry Horne. Then Matthew Le Tissier. Flicked away on his left foot then by Ray Houghton. Over there is Horne. It looks like a flick on by the hand. Was there a hand? It comes anyway to the head of Staunton. Jason Dodd. Jimmy Kiss. He hit it all right. It was very nearly a throw in at the far corner flag. But it is a goal kick.
I say Dalglish be pulling his heart out in the touchline because he sees the way the game is going, and he was a great player himself, and with a great attitude, and he knows that if Liverpool half play or quarter play today, they'd wipe Southampton off the pitch. But they've got to do it. It's no good talking about it. It's no good doing it in the dressing room. You've got to get out on the pitch and do it. And Liverpool haven't done it so far, and they don't look like doing it at the moment. I think they might have to wait until half-time. Dalglish gets them into the dressing room and gives them a right telling off, and then they go again. But really, when you're chasing the championship, you shouldn't need that. You should do it from the start of the game if you're going on to win it.
Liverpool playing their 14th home game in this championship. They've won 8 of them. They've drawn 4, and they've lost only 1. That's away back on the 4th of November to Coventry City. Number 4, Steve Staunton. Hysén. Hansen. Beardsley, fouled by Osman, and the referee had a word with him earlier on for a challenge, and he's going to have it again. So far no sign of a booking. Game goes on. Ronnie Whelan. Hysén has joined the attack. That's Mickey Adams sweeping it away. Now Whelan. Venison on his right, Hansen here. Barnes, Whelan, Hansen's outside left now. Lovely little ball by Hansen, almost putting it on a sixpence on Peter Beardsley's head. Alan Hansen. Almost never did, though. McMahon to Whelan. Whelan to Rush. And we've seen little or nothing of Rush today. Houghton. I've got to say it was the same for Rush on Wednesday at Lansdowne Road against Ireland. Nothing. Venison. Beardsley with Osman. Houghton. McMahon. Staunton. Barnes. Rush. Adams away. Houghton to Hansen. Venison. Houghton, good run by Houghton. Nobody responding, nobody reacting. Whelan's blocking Case's attempted pass. Matthew Le Tissier. It's Hansen covering the danger of Wallace. Staunton. Barnes, he's pulled Osman wide. And Rush missed it. So did Mickey Adams. Southampton ball. Which Andy Cook to take. Case. Horne. Wallace. Cook. And Flowers. And this goalkeeper kicks the ball as far as any I've seen in the Football League in recent times. He mostly kicks it a drop kick. Not this time, but still a long one. Wallace. Rideout, the goal scorer. Inside the Liverpool defence again. Hasn't had much of a sniff at goal, Rideout, but he scored one, John. He certainly looked busier than Rush.
Well, he's doing more than Rush, because Rush is not doing anything at all, Jim. And Beardsley's not doing much either. And really, it's very worrying from a Liverpool point of view, because when you're at the stage of the season that Liverpool are at, and they know the title is in their grasp, they can win it on their own, and to approach the match like they are doing today, you wonder if they've got the will to do it. If you haven't got the will to do it, you're never going to do it.
Mickey Adams doing a good job tidying up here behind the Southampton defence. Instant control by Le Tissier. Good header by Hansen. That's more plying it forward. Staunton. Osman to Adams. Hansen beating Rideout. Case. Tissier. Tissier has as good a first touch control as any player in this league. Still young. Probably odds on to win the Young Player of the Year. Beardsley knocking it on. Rush. But Beardsley wasn't there for the return. He was on his hunkers. Hansen. Osman. Vicious spin on the ball, but nonetheless reaches Andy Cook. Past Houghton. Grobbelaar calls, Grobbelaar gets. Ian Rush. Wallace. It's a Liverpool ball, all right. Very nearly half-time at Anfield. Not very nearly anymore, it is. Half-time at Anfield. There's the goal scorer for Liverpool, John Barnes. A header on a Houghton free kick, equalised by Paul Rideout for Southampton. We'll be back for the second half. I hope the football improves, but the day itself couldn't be better. It's beautiful as we leave you at half-time. Liverpool 1, Southampton 1. Welcome back to Anfield. And the traditional Kop welcome for the visiting goalkeeper. Tim Flowers goes back there. An extra hour, obviously, for some half-time scorelines which have been broadcast around. No changes on either side that I can detect at this stage. The weather remains fine. And the match delicately poised at a goal apiece. A reminder of the subs today, that on the Liverpool bench is a Belgian player called Ronnie Rosenthal, aiming to play his first game for the club. And on the Southampton bench is Alexei Cherednik from the Soviet Union, aiming to become the first ever Soviet to play in the English First Division. So if there's a movement on the benches, look out for either or both of those. I should imagine the Liverpool team, Peter Beardsley among them, will have had their ears reddened and their egos dented a little with the half-time talk of Kenny Dalglish, who I'd say would be distinctly unhappy at what he saw in the first half. Would you agree, John?
Oh, definitely. I think Kenny would have been going crazy at them, and he needs to just book them up and get their attitude right, because their ability is there. They'll never lose that. But they've got to get the attitude right to go with their ability.
And look at this, Grobbelaar and Venison in a total mess. It reaches eventually Mathieu Le Tissier. But long since Grobbelaar has been restored to his goalkeeping position. There's a flag up anyway and a kick out, but again, lack of concentration by Liverpool. There's no doubt about that. Nothing else can explain it.
But when you get silly mistakes like that, it's always, or when the team's attitude is not right, you do get silly mistakes, and that's what leads to it. The concentration's all wrong. There's a mess up between the two of them, and when this cross comes over, Le Tissier gets the ball, and Barnes' effort to try and win the ball back from Le Tissier is a joke, and that's what wins and loses matches. And again, with Liverpool going for the championship, I'm amazed at their approach and their attitude, because over the years Liverpool have been brilliant. They've had a great drive to win things, and that has been part of their success, or a great part of their success. If you don't want to win it, you'll never win it.
Glenn Hysén, John Barnes, Alan Hansen, Beardsley. Houghton was too tight to him, and there was a lot of space, but no Liverpool player to fill it. Here's Venison. Steve McMahon, quieter, a lot quieter than usual today. Same for Houghton. Here's Beardsley. Le Tissier. Oh, a nice piece of work by Mathieu Le Tissier. Jimmy Case and McMahon. Free kick goes to Southampton. Horne. Wallace. Houghton leans in sufficiently, but only for the moment. Here's Wallace again. Danger zone for Liverpool. Jimmy Case. Oh, what a goal! What a goal! Jimmy Case has done that so often at Anfield in the red of Liverpool. But today, doing it in the white shirt of Southampton, an absolute crackaroo. It was Rodney Wallace who made the incision. Whelan couldn't stop him. Venison couldn't stop him. From the moment he squared this ball across the box and Case was coming in, it was good night, Grobbelaar.
What a beautiful strike by Jimmy Case. But again, when Wallace had come across the pitch, he'd beaten 3 Liverpool players, and there's Case loves things like that. Really set up for him, and he didn't half hammer it home. Beautiful goal and good work by Wallace. But he's gone past 3 Liverpool players, and Liverpool getting exactly what they deserve.
The Tissier coming in. Staunton nudges it back to Grobbelaar. Now the Anfield crowd have got to get behind their team. John Barnes, the scorer of the goal that gave them the lead. It's a rarity for Liverpool to take the lead and lose it here. Here's Venison for Liverpool. And they're in dire straits now. Can Alan Hansen inspire them? Give them the cohesion that so sadly lacked today. Staunton across. Reaches Beardsley. Equaliser might be on. Rush was free for a moment. Rush was free for a count of maybe 3-4 seconds there. And if Beardsley had it checked and squared it, Southampton had no cover for Rush.
Yeah, again, Beardsley's not on the game, and that's the difference between scoring goals in that position and not. He was always reaching for it. As I say, Rush was on there, Jimmy could have squared it to him, but he didn't. I don't think he actually saw him. What's going to happen now? The crowd will get on to Liverpool. The slightest little thing, as soon as they give a bad pass, and the confidence of the players then dwindles. So I've said anything about them then, they could go on and win this match now. But Liverpool have got to pick it up now. If they don't pick it up, they never will. I never tried to pick it up.
Barry Horne was the one on the ground, and for once today there's a buzz around Anfield. The small Southampton travelling support really getting behind their team and enjoying it now. Rideout has the pace to get in behind Hysén. Referee doesn't want to know about a free kick, and Paul Rideout is furious. I don't blame him, to be honest with you. I thought he was fouled. Here's McMahon to Venison. Reaches Beardsley. Again, Rush has reacted. Knocked away. Back to Ray Houghton. Looks for support. Steve Staunton furnishes it. Liverpool have 4 in the box. Houghton has the ball. There's a more urgency about them now, that's for sure. It's a goal kick for Southampton. Now there was a touch on that. It's a corner kick to Liverpool. And at long last, the urgency button has been pressed at Anfield. In the box, Houghton, Whelan, Barnes. This Barnes is flick on, and in came Glenn Hysén, and almost ended up on the cup. The pressure stays on Southampton. John Barnes with the knock-on near post, which was the reason for England's goal against Brazil at Wembley on Wednesday, and a ploy that Liverpool used well. Here it is again. Barnes' knock-on. Rush trying to get in, but this time the free kick goes against Liverpool. A free out for Southampton off the rack. But that ploy of using Barnes near post does seem to work consistently, John.
Yeah, it's a good corner kick, and it was good, well floated by Beardsley for Barnes to get it flick on. Hysén gives himself too much to do. He's on the edge of the box, and he's got to be in near. He's got to be on the penalty spot at least to get on the end of those things. But Liverpool now will become a little bit frantic, and this is the last thing they want to do. They've got to show a bit of composure to get into it. If they get frantic, they'll throw everything forward, and Southampton could go on and get another one. But it's not the type of game that Liverpool should be having. It should be a stroll for them today. If they played anything at all, they'll be strolling through this game. Whereas now they've got to fight the fight of their lives on their hands, and they've brought it about to themselves, their own lack of play and lack of good play and lack of good attitude.
Jimmy Case having a splendid game for Southampton today. Here's Jason Dodd, the right back. And there must be many Liverpool fans in this Anfield ground today who are looking at Jimmy Case and saying, how long has he left this club and why did he leave? Because he still has a lot to offer. Because he'd want to play out of his skin today anyway. Just coming back here would inspire him. Paul Rideout, Case available. Rodney Wallace is pulled wide on the right. Case spots him and hears him, but the offside flag was up against Wallace, who went too early and stayed offside. Barnes for Liverpool. Hansen. Barnes. Adams is the nearest Southampton player. It's a lovely cross. McMahon is coming in at the angle of the box. Ronnie Whelan, and Rush stopped it himself. Ray Houghton couldn't bend the ball enough to get it inside Tim Flower's right-hand post. But what a splendid piece of play by Alan Hansen that was at the root of that move in the first place.
Yeah, and Rush is trying to get a little flick on here. Good chance for Houghton when it comes back to him. Little touch by Rush. And this could well happen to Liverpool now. This is what happens. You don't take your chances, or the goalkeeper makes a few good saves, there's a few blocks, and Southampton now only have to hang on. And once you get enough defenders back and you don't get a run of the ball, that's how you get shocks. And people were saying afterwards, well, Liverpool maybe a little bit unlucky, they missed chances or this happened, but they really have brought about on themselves the situation of the match. The situation the match is in now. They have a lot to do, and the way it's gone, I'd be surprised if Beardsley's left on the pitch. I wouldn't be surprised if he was substituted. He's been really very poor, and his attitude has been probably worse than any of the other Liverpool players.
Steve Staunton has the ball. Substitutions in the minds of both managers now, as you saw from a quick flash there of people warming up. Ronnie Whelan, McMahon, Venison backing him up. Barry Horne will be penalised here. And a Liverpool free kick. Just wait till Glenn Hysén makes his way forward. That he's done just now. Here's the free. Venison. Hysén rises. McMahon hits. Beardsley. Yes, for Houghton. It was stopped by Russell Osman and flicked away by Andy Cook. Liverpool's best piece of intense pressure since the game began. John Barnes to Beardsley. That was Jimmy Case's header. And here's Wallace. And this is Tissier. Hansen, great stop. Beardsley. Rush. Hysén. Beardsley. Barnes. In trying to do the spectacular, he ended up with nothing. But I think the ball was awkward for him. He was in two minds as to whether to head it, chest it, or kick it. And in the end, this is what happened.
Could have taken it on his chest, I think, here. He was asking a lot to get up and volley the ball home from there. But Liverpool have picked it up now, and it shows what can be done when your attitude is right. They're buzzing around a little bit now because they've gone a goal down. Might be too late for them, though. For Southampton, it could well get another goal.
Tissier looking for Wallace behind Hansen. Staunton just having a flick at it. It works out all right with Houghton. Beardsley. Jimmy Case. Barry Horne. Matthew Tissier. Hansen goes across to cover the danger posed by Wallace. Tissier and Barnes. Moore with Rush. And a corner kick to Liverpool.
Hansen has been absolutely brilliant for Liverpool. From the start of the game, when nobody else was playing well, he's been brilliant. He was brilliant, and he's been brilliant all the way through. Jimmy Case also been great for Southampton. Two old campaigners really showing their experience and their ability.
Jason Dodd to clear it. Beardsley, Barnes. Barnes again. gets his free kick. He really doesn't penetrate as much as he should, Big John Barnes, for all his ability. Now, Rush and Barnes are the two most forward Liverpool players. Hysén is going up there to join them. Goal kick. Liverpool's mascot today for this game, and the son is a 6-year-old boy from Omagh, County Tyrone, Paul McNamee. It'll be disappointing for him, especially if Wallace gets in here. Good run again. The Tissier switches it, but that wasn't quite the thing. And the Tissier is getting a bit of an ear warmer from one of his defenders there for just doing that. Send Paul McNamee, age 6, to Omagh, County Tyrone, the mascot of the day. Yeah, and Venison is Hysén. Like ourselves, Swedish television doing the game live today, as are Holland, Norway, and Iceland. Whelan to Staunton. Barnes has made the run. Oh, what a bad ball. Stopped by Jason Dodd, given to Jimmy Case. Rideout, looking sharp, thinking of a shot. No, letting it go for goal kick this time by Grobbelaar. Beardsley. Rush. Just had too much momentum and came away from him. Mickey Adams here, the sweeper of Southampton. Jason Dodd, the right back. Staunton, Whelan, McMahon, Venison, Barnes, Adams away for Southampton. Wallace to Kiss. Horne, offside. Rodney Wallace. Hansen. Hansen for Rush. The Cup want a penalty. Rush wants a penalty. The referee doesn't want to know. Again, the vision of Hansen and the work rate of Hansen. He really is making a mockery of all these stories we hear about rusty knees.
Well, funny enough, I think he has had trouble over the years with his knees, Jim, and he had an operation last year where it looked like he could have finished him, but he's come back as good, if not better than ever. And there's talk about Liverpool not renewing his contract, but it's hard to imagine a Liverpool team without him. He's been brilliant today.
Beardsley to Whelan, Whelan to Venison. Rush. And in all the untidiness, it's full back Cook who cleared it away and eventually reaches Mathieu Le Tissier. Now Rideout's made a run for the far post. Nobody's picking him up, but one man's there to stop it. Hansen. Back by Horne to Le Tissier. Wallace getting the merest of touches. And had Le Tissier been able to find Rideout at the far post, nobody came back to cover the centre forward.
So that was close, Jim. That was just spinning wrong side of the post, and Liverpool are living dangerously now, because Le Tissier and Wallace are good riders, and if Southampton can hold out, they've got to throw. Liverpool will be throwing everything at them. It will leave them a little bit bare at the back. They need a goal desperately now, Liverpool, to try and get themselves back into the game and try and go on to win it.
Here's Barnes, faced by Jason Dodd. Good looking cross. Houghton. Flowers get a touch. McMahon. Instinctive save in the first place from Ray Houghton. And look at it again. Barnes, nice piece of play, tight on the line, eked out the cross. Good save by Flowers. He saw that very late. That's a good save.
It was a good save and a good cross by Barnes. Well, you wonder why Liverpool didn't do this early on.
Here he goes again. Barnes looking for rush. And back there with rush is Kevin Moore.
Well, it's a classic way for a shock, Jim, the way this game has gone. Start off badly, let the other team get in front, and then pick up your game and play the way you should be playing from the start, or should have been playing from the start, and the goalkeepers then start coming into it, and defenders start coming into it and blocking everything around. Liverpool have still got a lot to do, and they've actually got to break the Southampton defence down now, and the goalkeeper will be inspired. He'll probably make a few more saves before the end of the match.
Adams, Moore, Jimmy Case, the skipper of Southampton today. If you've just joined us, the scoreline from Anfield: Liverpool 1, Southampton 2. And so Liverpool took the lead in the game. 1-1 at half-time. Only lost one league game here this season. That's back in November to Coventry City. Hysén, Beardsley. Barnes had made the run. He's got a checker. He would have been offside. Here he is again, faced by Dodd. And wins the corner. Now this is the sort of role in which Barnes should be most dangerous. He doesn't often assume it. He plays very deep, left half, inside left. But faced, when a fullback's facing him in these sort of situations, Barnes, for me anyway, carries most danger. And here's the man of the match, Alan Hansen. And that's one of the reasons why. Peter Beardsley runs it straight into Jason Dodd. He to Le Tissier. Wallace. That's Houghton giving chase. And did very well. Good piece of play by Ray Houghton. Hansen to Barnes. Did well to recover. And then is fouled by Jimmy Case, for which the referee will have a word with the Southampton captain.
Well, Barnes certainly looks the most likely to turn the game for them now, particularly when he gets out wide. He's got Dodd going a little bit. He's picked up his game. He's wakened up in the second half. Beardsley hasn't. Rush hasn't really done much either. Houghton has come into it a little bit more. And Hansen has been brilliant. But Liverpool do need a goal very badly now.
Ronnie Whelan leaves the run over for Barnes. Oh, it was so close. A Barnes special, and he's absolutely brilliant at those dead ball situations. No fluke about them at all. He really is superb. It's Brazilian class from John Barnes in these situations.
It's amazing the bend that he gets on the ball in the air from that distance, because he's not that far out, and it's the bend on the ball that keeps it, that makes it dip below the crossbar. I know that one hit the top of it. It was a great effort, but I've never seen anybody get the swerve on it that he does. He's very dangerous in those situations.
Steve Staunton for Liverpool. Beardsley can't be blamed for that one.
See, that's what happens when you're under pressure, Jim. A young player like Staunton, his nerves go a little bit in a game that they should be strolling through, and he should be looking full of confidence and learning his stuff. He's a little bit nervous now.
Ronnie Rosenthal, the Belgian Jew who's just joined Liverpool on loan, is warming up on the touchline just underneath our commentary position. As Barnes raids Southampton again. Liverpool applying the pressure now. Ray Houghton. That's Gary Gillespie there just on the right of Kenny Dalglish. But the man who's missing out of that dugout now is Ronnie Rosenthal. There he is. He's played 3 reserve games here and scored 2 goals. Must be fancying his chances of making his Football League debut for Liverpool. Glenn Hysén. Stopped by Case. Case again, getting acres of space in the midfield. And looking better than Liverpool's 3 or 4 there today. Kevin Moore. Oh, dodgy enough. That would have been the own goal of the season anyway. The longest one of anything.
Liverpool need something like that, because the time will be running out on them. Southampton only have to hang on, and they're going to need something spectacular now to go on and win the match.
Hansen to Whelan. Free kick's been given against Paul Rideout. The Anfield Cup is on its feet, and they are signalling to Ronnie Rosenthal, you are welcome. And Steve McMahon is the one who's going off. Rosenthal, who came from Standard Liège, goes into the Liverpool team to make his Football League debut, number 14.
Well, I'm surprised at the substitution, Jim, I must say. I don't think McMahon has been the worst player by a long shot. I would have thought Beardsley would have been my choice to come off that field. He has done nothing. His attitude has been terrible since the start of the match.
Whelan. Staunton. First touch for Rosenthal. He's on loan to Liverpool. Obviously, Standard Liège wants to sell him. They can't sell him unless he's showcased. Well, you can't get a better showcase than Anfield. Inside the 4th and final quarter of the game now. Remember, Liverpool that goal down. Barnes gave them the lead. Rideout equalised, both headers, and then a really blaster of a shot from Jimmy Case. The man has just passed there, giving Southampton the lead. But here's Rosenthal facing Kevin Moore. And the crowd love that on the cup, and he wins a corner kick. Thought it might have been a handball, and to a man the cup are saying there was a handball there. I doubt it, but already he's won their hearts in the cup. And Peter Beardsley's out of the corner flag. 5 is Ronnie Whelan. Flowers goes for a terrible mix-up, and Ray Houghton in between them. Oh, a desperate mix-up in the Southampton defence, practically gifting the goal to Liverpool. It's level at 2-2. Here it is again.
I think it's the goalkeeper and the centre-half bumping into each other, and Osman went over everybody's head, and without Osman seeing it, hit him on the head and into the back of the net. Now that's exactly what Liverpool have been looking for. They needed that break desperately. If they're going on to win it, that's the type of thing they need. And really, they've got plenty of time to go on. If they step up the game like they have done in the last 10 minutes, then they should do it. But why did they leave it so late? This game could have been well and truly over if they started off the game like they're going now.
Well, it was the sub who created the corner kick. But there's the man who scored the goal, Russell Osman. 2-2 at Anfield at Tissier. Facing Staunton. He's done ever so well, but too much. Here's Rosenthal. Ray Houghton there biting away in that typical way of his. Hansen for Liverpool. And that, I think, is the first semblance of an error that Hansen has made today. Just a slight miss kick and the ball going in a touch. Hysén. Rosenthal's been penalised. Rideout. Kiss. Beardsley. Houghton. Rush. Did well. Kiss denies Rosenthal. Beardsley, Barnes. Beardsley again. In comes Staunton to hit one, goal kick. Beardsley's gone to midfield, Rosenthal's playing up front with Rush. Both the Southampton subs, Glenn Cockerill and Cherednik, are warming up. Barry Venison here for Liverpool. Venison's header. Dodd from Barnes. Tissier. Dodd again. Staunton winning that duel with Tissier. Rosenthal, Barnes. Rosenthal again. No doubt about the takedown. Russell Osman. The referee telling the new boy of Liverpool that he's making a dive and therefore could be construed as bringing the game into disrepute, and also wearing something around his neck that could be a danger to other players, which you're not allowed to do in football. Indeed, there was a time you wouldn't be allowed to wear a ring on your finger, but that all seems to have gone now. Anyway, here's Steve Staunton. Ray Houghton. Venison. Tissier. Kiss. And a runner for Horne. He was expecting Wallace, Rodney Wallace, to make a cross there. Peter Beardsley. Beardsley enjoying the midfield role a lot better. I think really it's where he wants to play. He's inclined to do that when he's playing up front for both Liverpool and England, drifting back into midfield. And I think you really have to keep at him to stay up front.
Well, he's a front player, Jim. He shouldn't be coming. Okay, he's got to come back occasionally, but he's got to realise that his duties up front is to do the running and get up around and score goals.
Jason Dodd with John Barnes. Now Barry Horne. The Tissier. Here's Beardsley. Rosenthal to Barnes. Rosenthal back for Barnes again. And Liverpool win the corner kick off Mickey Adams. Glenn Cockerill ready to come into the team of John Barnes having a bash. Flowers got down on it. Southampton not out of the woods yet. Here's Houghton. Scooped away by Moore to Rodney Wallace. Horne. Wallace would certainly need to be Ben Johnson to get to that one.
That's a couple he's had from Horne. I think Horne has known there's no chance to do anything there. Barnes is limping there, Jim. I think he's got on the shot at the goal there. I think he got a bad knock. I think he kicked somebody's foot, and could be fairly serious for them.
Keeper spread eagle there, but doing his job. Harry Venison's gone off to be replaced by Gary Gillespie. And Southampton too gone into the subs business. Experienced Glenn Cockerill. So here's a man that many would have in the Liverpool team right from the beginning, Gary Gillespie. Last few minutes now of the game. 2-2 it stands. Wallace getting it out, looking for Horne. Horne just didn't have that extra spurt of space that might have made the difference. Alan Hansen. Ray Houghton. Ian Rush. Gillespie. Whelan. Hysén. Rush. Horne away for Southampton. Now Staunton. For Hysén's head. Drops down for Ian Rush. Oh, and Ian Rush has put Liverpool ahead 3-2. A good piece of play. Hysén largely involved in the build-up. But Ian Rush practically dormant for the entire game. Although beginning to play a bit better since Rosenthal came on and Beardsley went back to midfield. And so Ian Rush flicks in his 270th career goal.
Well, good play by Staunton and good play by Hysén. He got up there, very good header. He's knocked into Rush. When you say Rush, this is on Rush's bad foot. Actually doesn't make good contact with it. He's caught it with the outside of his right foot. But it's ideal for what he needed because the keeper was onside with the two players in front. And Liverpool, it shows you if they have the attitude right what they can do. They've given Southampton 2-1 start, and they give them a hiding in the last 10 to 15 minutes of the match, only because they had to. But why they don't start a match like this, I don't know. And they could be on 5 or 6-0, making a stroll for themselves instead of having a sweat and fight for like they have done in the second half. But fair play to them. They have picked it up well, and they've done their stuff when they've had to do it. But I don't think Kenny Dalglish should be pleased with that. I don't think he'd like to be. I think he'd like his players to have the attitude right from the start and be professional rather than trying to play in the last 15 or 20 minutes of the game.
Well, we said earlier on that these two teams are likely to produce a lot of goals, with over 100 between them this season. And Southampton a rather porous defence. And here we are with a 5-goal one today.
I think the big break for Liverpool, Jim, was the second goal, because it was an unforced error, as they would say in tennis. It was a corner kick that the goalkeeper and the centre half between them really should have done better.
And so we have the first ever footballer from the Soviet Union to play in the English First Division, Alexei Cherednik. An historic moment in English football. There are a couple of Soviet players playing in lower divisions, all right, Valtasha and Gutsmanov, but he's the first now to play in the First Division. Came for Dnieper. A gift from Gillespie to Wallace. Can he hold on to it? He can. Grobbelaar's left his line. Thrills at the Liverpool end. Houghton frees rush, and it comes off Mickey Adams for a corner for Liverpool. The cliche says end-to-end stuff.
Well, this is Grobbelaar's 500th appearance, I think, for Liverpool, Jim, and I don't think he'll make a more important save than that, because that was a good chance for Wallace, and he has been deadly finishing this season after a mistake by Gillespie, and that was a very valuable save. Here's Wallace coming through now, and he's doing great. He's beat Gillespie and then Hysén to get through, and he's only got Grobbelaar to beat. Grobbelaar's come out well and spread his feet. What a valuable save for Liverpool.
And quickly the return to the other end, and here's the corner. Headed away by Glenn Cockerill. And on the break is the Tissier. Cockerill is square in the middle if he needs him, and he does, and here he is. Now breaking down the right is Jason Dodd. Rodney Wallace has come to make himself available. Rideout and Tissier in the middle. He's going to travel all the way to Tissier and couldn't control it. And a game that has stepped up its pace, its momentum, and its excitement in the last half of the second half.
They certainly have made it an exciting game, Liverpool. Gone 2-1 down, then put the foot down on the accelerator and really have done well in the last to pull back, because usually you don't pull back when you get into that position. You usually lose the match or the best draw it, but they look like they're going to win it now, although it's not over yet.
Horne for Southampton, Cockerill Southampton, giving no chance at all to the wide man here, Mathieu Le Tissier. For a lot of this game it was the famous hit "Silence is Golden" on the Kop, but it's now very much their big hit, "You'll Never Walk Alone." 3-2 the lead, an amazing game really. Liverpool taking the lead, Southampton equalising, Southampton going in front, and OG equalising it again, and then who else? The goal machine himself, Ian Rush, putting Liverpool 3-2 ahead. Just to play out the remaining minutes now for a very precious 3 points that could very well be the difference in winning and losing the championship. Offside against Ronnie Rosenthal then. The referee acknowledges the flag and plays on. Rideout, good chest kill. Now Cockerill. Cherednik. Gary Gillespie. Mickey Adams. Jason Dodd. Horne. Cockerill. Horne again. The Cockerill stopped running.
Liverpool have gone a bit jumpy themselves in the last few minutes since they got in the lead, and they've lost the composure a little bit. They really want to get a grip of it again, because Southampton are going to throw everything at them the last minute or two to try and get an equaliser here.
Horne. Staunton. Whelan. Houghton. Now is Adams to stop Rosenthal's run. Cherednik to Moore. Cockerill. Moore again. Osman. Wallace. Fouled by Hansen. Closing stages of it now, the very dying moments of the match, and Southampton looking for yet another equaliser in this game.
I think Osman could have a whack at this, Jim. He's good on his left foot. There's no wall there.
Blocked off Ian Rush. Beardsley. Tissier goes down in the penalty area with a lot more hope than confidence. Now he is neither.
I tell you, it was close enough. Beardsley should have got his foot behind the ball and get it out in that situation. Minute or two to go. He's got to get it out, get it up in the stands.
The amateur whistlers in the crowd now, whistling on. Here's Tissier coming in a moment. Like here. Was he caught by Hysén? Well, Southampton may argue yes. Cherednik, Tissier, and here comes the Soviet player. To Glenn Cockerill, the other substitute. There's a shooting chance on here. Well, it's a game that may have been dull for most of the first half, but my goodness, the last 25 minutes have really elevated this to something to remember. Referee again checks his time, and we might have full time on Brucey's goal kick. Not quite yet.
I tell you, if Kenny Dalglish gets away with a win here today, he'll be well relieved, because this is a great lesson for Liverpool in their run in for the championship now. That if they ever do this again, they might not get away with it so easily and as well as they did today. I think even the crowd are nervous now. In a match that they should have probably won comfortably, they've done well to win, and the crowd are just waiting for the final whistle. They know too that Liverpool have got away with it today.
Moore. Tidied up by Whelan, that was important. Does that so well and so often for Liverpool. It's all over at Anfield. Goals from Barnes, Osman OG and Ian Rush. And for Southampton by Paul Rideout and Jimmy Case, leaving us with the final score here at Anfield. There he is, the man whose match winner was his 270th career goal. Ian Rush leaves. Kenny Dalglish knows he's performed the great escape. Liverpool on Bruce Grobbelaar's 500th game in English League football, on a day when Ronnie Rosenthal made his debut for them, and when a Soviet Union player became the first ever to appear in the First Division. A lot of historic moments with a final scoreline.